This is the AB4WS radio show. Every week, bringing you the exciting amateur radio news and information happening in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana areas.
The AB4WS radio show can be found on the Apple Podcast app or your favorite podcast application. The kids at Dixie Heights High School in Edgewood, Kentucky Amateur Radio Club KY4DH is gearing up for the ARRL School Club Roundup the week of October 21st through the 25th. The students will be on the air practicing on Wednesday afternoons until then to hone their radio skills. Listen out for them on 10, 20, and 40 meters between 3 and 4 p.m. and make sure you get them in the log for the School Club Roundup. On October 6th at 6 p.m., tune those VHF radios to 146.580 for the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club Simplex Net, open to all amateur radio operators. For those who have never worked a Simplex Net before, the flow is different from most nets. The net control will take check-ins that he can hear. Then the net control will poll each station and they will collect check-ins of stations that hear them. Each station gets a turn to call for check-ins and relay them into the net. So if you don't hear anything at 6 p.m., and you're not hearing net control, don't run off. Eventually, you'll hear a station that you can check in with, and you will have your opportunity to take check-ins yourself. It is a great way to check what the coverage area for your VHF simplex station is. This is really useful to know if there is a significant incident where the repeaters are knocked off the air, so you will know who you will be able to contact directly. October 6th at 7 p.m. is a newcomer in Elmers Net with Robert K4PKM on the 146.670 repeater with a PL tone of 123.0. The topic for the evening will be amateur radio licensing, obtaining, upgrading, and maintaining your amateur radio license. The Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club will sponsor a technician and general licensing classes this fall and winter. The tech class starts on October 6th and will run for 6 weeks. The time is 1:30 to 4 p.m., and the classes will be held online, Zoom, and Google Classroom. For more information, go to tiny.cc/BAHAM. Ever wonder what it's like on a real DXpedition? Well, on October 8th at 7 p.m., the Bullet Amateur Radio Society will have Glenn, KE4KY, present on the 2024 TX5S DXpedition from a participant's point of view. Glenn has been on several DXpeditions in both hemispheres. This will take place at the meeting at the Pioneer Village City Hall, 4700 Summit Drive in northern Bullitt County, Kentucky. For directions and for more information, go to www.ky4ky.com. This will be the only presentation in the Louisville, Kentucky area. The Medina County Amateur Radio Club is holding a Fall 2024 Technician Licensing class starting on October 9th, the first of 7 Wednesday evening classes from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Medina County Career Center. For more information or to sign up for the class, email Jane at k8jgr.radio. The Queen Bee Half Marathon will take place on Saturday, October 12, 2024, and Steve Lewis, NATFD, is looking for some amateur radio volunteers to assist with communications for the event. This is a great way for hams to give back to their community and utilize their skills and equipment for others. Think about volunteering, and if you have questions or want to help Steve, email Steve at natfd@fuse.net. October 12th at 1 p.m., the Okayan Amateur Radio Brunch Bunch will be meeting at Allen's Cafe, 3538 Columbia Parkway. Come on out and enjoy some great food and ham radio discussions. Listen out for the Scouts on Jamboree on the Air, the world's largest digital scouting event using amateur radio and the internet. The event will be on October 18th through October 20th and connects Scouts worldwide for a weekend of online activities promoting friendship and global citizenship. For more information, go to ARRL.org and search for JOTA. October 20th is a newcomer in Elmers Net on the 146.670 repeater with a PL tone of 123.0 with Robert K4PKM, who will be talking about how to shop around for new and used amateur radio equipment. The Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will meet on October 21st at 7 p.m. at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky. The program will be the Big Shack Attack, where you'll be sharing your shack. You're encouraged to take photographs of your ham shack and email them to Matt at k4nku@nkarc.org, and you will share the information on your shack with everyone so we can all learn by your experiences of putting your shack together. All these great shacks should make for a very interesting Shack Attack. Well, fall is here, and it's almost time again to think about the Honor Run 2024. The event will take place this year on Sunday, November 10th, 2024 at 7 a.m. The event will once again start and then end under the famous Florence Yaw water tower. The Amateur Radio Emergency Team of Northern Kentucky has been asked again to provide communications throughout the course. They're looking for amateur radio operator volunteers to provide emergency and logistic communications for the event. Volunteers will be on their posts by 6:15 a.m. that morning as Florence Police will begin shutting down the streets for the event. The event usually lasts approximately 4 hours, so the last stations along the course should be dismissed by 11 a.m. The event has started to raise money for veterans to fly to Washington, D.C. to visit their memorials in their honor. This will be the 10th year for the event, and last year the event raised over $42,000 for the cause to fly our veterans to Washington, D.C. The event is fairly low-key, and if you're interested in trying a public service event with amateur radio, this is a very good event to get started with. If you're a newcomer and would like to participate but are a little uncertain, the coordinator can pair you up with an experienced operator. This is a very good opportunity to gain experience and can be a lot of fun as well, with all the proceeds for the event going for a great cause. If you would like to participate, please contact Tim Lawrence, W4TWL, the event amateur radio coordinator, at W4TWL@yahoo.com by Friday, October 25th. Once the roster is filled, you'll receive the assignment sheet, the frequency plan, the map, and other information.
Hamfests.
The Bluegrass Amateur Radio Society in Lexington, Kentucky Hamfest, originally scheduled for October the 5th, has been canceled. October 5th is the Northwest Ohio Amateur Radio Club Hamfest at the New Hope Christian Center, 2240 Batty Drive in Elida, Ohio. Talking on the 146.670 repeater with a 118.8 PL tone. October 5th is the Scioto Valley Amateur Radio Club Hamfest at the Pike County Fairgrounds, 311 Mill Street in Piketon, Ohio. The first annual Harlan County Amateur Radio Free Fest will be held on Saturday, October 12, 2024 from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Harlan County Shriners Fairground on Highway 522 in Putney, Kentucky. This is an indoor and outdoor event where tailgaters are welcome. There will be no fee or setup charge for admission. They are hoping this event will grow into a nice little hamfest. To reserve some space or to get some information, please email kk4kcq@gmail.com. October 19th from 8 a.m. to noon at the Lawfrey Valley Fall Hamfest at the Brighton, Indiana Lions Club, 2160 Lamplight Drive in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. October 27th is the MARC Hamfest at the Military Aviation Preservation Society, 2260 International Parkway in North Canton, Ohio. The Grant Radio Club Hamfest will be held on November 9th from 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at 406 West Plum Street in Georgetown, Ohio. Talking on the 146.730 repeater with a PL tone of 162.2. For more information, contact Ken Klosterman at kd8fku@gmail.com.
Are you looking to upgrade your license? Do you have someone else that's interested in the hobby? Here are some upcoming exam opportunities.
The Milford Amateur Radio Club holds amateur radio testing on the third Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. at the Miami Township Civic Center, 6101 Meyer Drive in Milford, Ohio. Please pre-register at milfordhamradio.org. The Dayton Amateur Radio Association has exams frequently. For their exam schedule, email exams.w8bi@gmail.com. On October 5th at 10 a.m., the Silver Creek Amateur Radio Association will hold an amateur radio exam session at the Sharon Center Methodist Church, 6407 Ridge Road in Wadsworth, Ohio. Please pre-register at w8wky.org/license-exams. On October 5th at noon, the Lake County Amateur Radio Association will hold an amateur radio exam session at the Kirtland Library, 9267 Chillicothe Road in Kirtland, Ohio. On October 12th at 10 a.m., the Westchester Amateur Radio Association will host an amateur radio exam session at the Voice of America Museum, 8070 Tylersville Road in Westchester, Ohio. Please pre-register at hamstudy.org/sessions/WC8VOA. On October 14th at 6:30 p.m., the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio testing session at the Cuyahoga Falls Library, 2025 2nd Street in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. You must register by calling 330-928-8921 or email education@cfarc.org. On October 21st at 5:30 p.m., the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky. You must register by emailing Mark Volstad, AI4BJ at MVOLSTAD@TWC.com. On October 27th at 8:30 a.m., the Massillon Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at the MAPS Air Museum, 2260 International Parkway in North Canton, Ohio. On November 9th at 10 a.m., the Westchester Amateur Radio Association will host an amateur radio exam session at the Voice of America Museum, 8070 Tylersville Road in Westchester, Ohio. Please pre-register at hamstudy.org/sessions/WCAVOA. On December 7th at 10 a.m., the amateur radio exam session will be held at the Georgetown Police Department, 550 Bourbon Street in Georgetown, Kentucky. You must register at hamstudy.org/sessions/WX4GPS. Special thanks to this week's content contributors: KY6MM, KE4WA, KY4GW, WB8YYS, KD8ZLD, K9HIO, and 8LAR, K4NKU.
If you have something you think other amateur radio operators in the area would be interested in, send the information or your recorded audio file attached in an email to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com.
Covering your amateur radio news and information in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana tri-state area. This is Jack Prindle, AB4WS in Big Bone, Kentucky.